All right, folks, here we go. Big matchup tonight. Conference rivals here. We have the hometown Hudson Raiders in blue, playing from right to left on your screen, taking on the Rice Lake Warriors in white, playing from right to left on your screen. We are here at Hudson Raiders Stadium on the campus of Hudson High School, and it is a remarkably beautiful night. For the end of September, an 80-degree day here in Hudson, and things are cooling off a little bit here, but it's a perfect temperature for an evening soccer match for the players and the fans. So a little trip up there at midfield, and Jackson Ouellette will take the free kick here. Big ball up the middle. Matson goes for the head. Missed a quick turn by Lassard, but he got away from him a little bit there. And Alanoff chasing that ball back to goalkeeper Tyler Hindall. Tonight is senior night, so majority of our starters are from the 10 seniors on the team, minus, unfortunately, Isaac McKenzie, who has an injury that may sideline him the rest of the season, I guess. I just talked to his mom, and that's unfortunate for Isaac, but we'll keep our fingers crossed that maybe some things turn around for him. But he had a good, fine start to the season in the first 7 or so games for the Raiders. Here's a corner kick for Rice Lake. Right off the bat, they're going to get a chance to put it in the scoring area. Low ball, gets a little head over. That was a good play by Rice Lake. Interesting opportunity there, but the Raiders' defense holds and sends that ball out of the zone. Another big ball in by Rice Lake, but handled by Hindall and caught out of the air, and he's going to give it a punt here. Jostling for position. Here come the Raiders. There's Lassard showing some speed. And nicely played by goalkeeper Sam Jevney of the Warriors, who took that little breakaway from Lassard away, took off the angle, and if you come out for it, you take out that angle, there's not much to do. So booth visit from the one and only Tim Chuckle here. Running the show here, and keeping things under control here at Hudson Raiders Stadium. And that's a ball in by the Raiders. Header off the post, and a score by, I think that was, who was that? Can't see the number. Can't see your number. Who scored that? Was it Vandenberg? Yeah, that's what I thought. And there's a goal for your Raiders on senior night. Senior Henry Vandenberg at about the 3-minute mark. So there we go. At the 3-minute mark, the Raiders draw first blood here. A nice corner kick with a head over that hit the far post. So not much the goalkeeper could do about that one. And then it kind of bounced straight kind of out from the goal into the middle. And that's easily planted by the Raiders, who were kind of all over the place there. And senior Henry Vandenberg, one of the center midfielders and stalwarts for the team, gets that first goal for the Raiders tonight, which is pretty fun. Here we go, ball back to Ouellette, one of this year's captains of the team. Nice pull back there by Lassard, who sets up. Kind of took a little too long to set that shot up, and defense was able to close, but sometimes you got to get your body right or you don't get any shot off. There's Netterlow with a quick spin move, using his quickness, and sends a nice ball across. Lassard was there, but just kind of stepped over it. So timing is everything in soccer. Sometimes it just looks like these should be so easy, but the timing is challenging for everything. Comes a throw in for your Raiders. Big head up and over. Jevney of the Warriors, goalkeeper, comes out aggressively, takes that ball, makes a little contact, but that's all right. That's how things are played, and Rice Lake sends that ball deep. Comes a throw in for Rice Lake. Raiders bringing it down slowly but surely with throw-ins. Coach Solom calling for the players to move the ball to the other side of the field, known as switching the field. A lot less players on the other side, so if you can move it over rapidly, it gives you the chance to advance it. Here comes a quick through ball to Netterlow, who's going to get a little breakaway here. Tough angle there. If he's going for far post or trying to set up Lassard, either way that ball went out, and that's going to be a goal kick for Rice Lake. I can't get any internet connection in here, folks. I don't know if I'll be able to do... Again, Netterlow driving the corner, but kicked out, and that's going to be a corner kick for the Raiders. Looks like we have Matson and Will Cook lining up for this kick. It's a nice ball in. Ball's all over, and there's a goal. Oh, we do have an offsides call, so that goal is gonna come back and be a free kick for Rice Lake. Raiders settle it down, bring it out wide. Bring it down to the corner. Comes a corner kick again for the Raiders here. Short ball in. Ejected by the Rice Lake Warriors across the goal line. That'll be another corner kick for the Raiders. We got Cook and Matson over there, and now we've got Henry Vandenbark helping out. They're playing it short. It's trying to sneak it through short, and half the Raiders were in front of that ball, and the other half were nowhere near it. But it's a nice idea, but they need someone maybe a little more out wide to pick that one up. And it's going to be a Rice Lake throw-in. About 8.5 minutes into the match, Raiders lead by a score of 1-0. Comes a throw-in for the Raiders. Bringing it all the way back to Jackson Ouellette. Up to Vandenbark. He's going to try to send a long through ball, but that's a little too long, and that ball had too much pace on it for any of the Raiders to go with, and Sam Jevney of the Warriors is going to take the punt here. It's a big punt. Nicky Allen off back to play that ball. Looked like an inadvertent handball, but if you can't see it, you can't call it, and sometimes that's how it goes. Quick shot play, about a 27-yard shot out of Rice Lake, trying to sneak one past Tyler Hindall from a bit of distance, but Tyler's there and handled that ball easily. A little back and forth here in the midfield, and Rice Lake seems to have gotten control. Nice little give and go passing there for them. They get the ball down into Raider territory. Try a little screen pass in, but disrupted by the Raiders defense. Netterlow's up front trying to make a turn. Got away from him a little bit. And Rice Lake maintains control. Raiders again trying to get something going there and try to. One of the things the Raiders do is they get the ball deep and they try to, if they don't always try to get a scoring opportunity, sometimes they work to get a corner kick based on the situation of the ball. And so watch for that as you watch some high-level soccer here, because that's a good strategy. And Raiders, nice spin move there by, I think that was Lassard, who gets it back on his feet. Just sneaks around, but again, Sam Jevney, goalkeeper for Rice Lake, he's aggressive. He came out to take that angle away and force Lassard to push it wide, and deflected it a bit, and Rice Lake survives that. In for the Warriors, number 2, Max Balls. Number 6, Grayson Schrader. There's one more. Oh. And number 4, Hunter Bamey. There's a goal. Who got that one? That Lassard? What's that? 18? And there's a goal for your Raiders. Number 18, Calvin Lassard. At the 12-minute, 40-second mark. Yeah. Can't get anything. All right, folks. That's a 2-0 lead for your Raiders here at about 12 minutes into the match. A nice goal by Lassard. That is Calvin's 5th goal of the season. He's having a great season as a sophomore. 5 goals, 6 assists. Just a big contributor. Game earlier this week in New Richmond, he had just a fantastic game with a goal and assist and 2 really great plays on both of those. So a good start to this season for Calvin and the Raiders overall, who are now sitting at 7 wins, 0 losses, and 2 ties. So a strong start for the Raiders. And we'll be watching. They got a lot of games coming up. They had a game last Tuesday, a game tonight. There's a quad this weekend, so they'll have a couple games. And then game next Tuesday, I believe a game next Thursday as well. So we're heavy duty into the season here. It's nice ball in. Nice ball in by Quinn Johnson there, number 8. And kicked out by Rice Lake. And the Raiders are going to have another corner kick. And they've shown... They have shown a knack for scoring here tonight off these balls that they can put right into that center scoring area. Oh, I guess it's a throw in, Soren Matson, but he's got a strong, healthy throw, and he gets it. The Raiders kind of have a play there, I think, where Vandenbark set that up and flipped it over, or maybe that was Lassard, and flips it over for someone else. And Netterloh, he's got some great jumping ability. Got up and gave that a solid downwards header. But again, goalkeeper Sam Jevney of the Warriors playing a nice game, and he's there to make a stop. So through ball to Netterloh, who gets around it. And a little bit too much body by Jevney on that. And... gets a card, and it's going to be a penalty kick for Owen Netterloh. And those are calls at the referee's judgment, and sometimes those are hard calls to make, but goalies can't purposefully take players out like that, and so in for the unenviable task of trying to, since the goalkeeper got the card, he has to leave the match, and I am not sure who this is coming in, but good luck to him for coming fresh into the game and having to take on a penalty kick from Owen Netterloh. Didn't even have his gloves on. He looks ready. Not sure who that is. Two options this could be. It could be Mason Bruton or Wyatt Purinton. And there is a off the post PK by Owen Netterloh for the third goal of the game for the Raiders. And at the 14-minute, 43-second mark, that's Owen Netterloh with the goal for the Raiders off the penalty kick.
Do we know why the penalty was for?
I just say foul, tripping maybe. I know what he would call that. Yeah. And
Number 10, right?
yeah, Netterloh, yep.
Number 7 originally.
And that is Owen Netterloh's 13th goal for the season, at least. I have a couple games I don't have scoring stats on yet. But Owen is off to just an amazing start, 13 goals and 1 assist so far this season. And it seems like every game he's putting 1 or 2 in. Nice takeaway there by the Warriors, and they are moving it up and a little passing center in. Nice move there. The Warriors put together some moves and some good passing sequences when they get some space and a little bit of time. But the Raiders' defense is tough, and they take it back here. So the 3-goal lead at about the 15-minute mark. Normally, coaches would feel pretty comfortable with that, but it's way too early in the game. As you saw with the penalty kick there, it's pretty easy to get a penalty kick the other way, too. So Netterloh picks that ball off. Nice defensive play. Yes. So good defensive play there by the Warriors, who get the clear. And in comes Vandenbark, gets it up to, has a nice little through ball up to Lassard. Goalkeeper Sam Jevney out for it, but 3 and 7. Corner kick here for the Raiders. They played short. They're bringing it out top, and they're going to try to pop it in. Big blast, goes high and wide. Substitutions for the Raiders. Number 3, Diego Vega, and number 7, Henry Steele. So Diego Vega and Henry Steele in the match for the Raiders. A couple sophomores getting some good playing time here tonight under the lights with the Raiders, and it's fun to see. Henry Steele out there playing that ball and pushing it up, and it's going to be a Raiders throw-in. Seems like just a couple weeks ago, these 7 o'clock games had a lot of daylight on them, and now we're already dark with the lights on. So fall is definitely here, and Raiders with a corner kick again. Ball up. It's a nice play. Raiders all over it, but gets moved out. That's Quinn Johnson trying to move that ball around on the back. Nicky Allen off with it. Plays a left through. Nice ball up to Steele. Nifty play there by Sam Jevney, goalkeeper for Rice Lake. Acted like he was going to get the ball and let it go, and not wanting to risk any contact after the yellow card he has already received, because for those of you unfamiliar in soccer, if you get a second yellow card in one match, you are then red carded and ejected from the game, and I believe that also means you don't play for the next game at least either. So when that's your goalkeeper, that's pretty serious. So I think we'll see him play maybe a hair less aggressively. Raiders again, nice play by Jevney, spinning, flying, stop, and sends it out of bounds for another corner kick for the Raiders. But he's going to be busy tonight, I have a feeling, and so far, even though 3 goals have gone in, he's played quite well under the firepower that the Raiders have. It's a quick turn in. A couple Raiders went for it. Their timing was off on the headers, though, and Johnson tries to play it and goes off the Warriors. It'll be now another corner kick for the Raiders, but on the other side. That's Jack Poole. Nice cross there, right where you want it. Again, Raiders get up there for the header. That was Sam Olsen really going skying for that ball, but just the timing off a hair. So throw in here for the Raiders. Cleared out by Rice Lake. Raiders pick it up and turn it back in, and a big clear by Rice Lake. Substitutions for the Raiders: number 13, Giovanni Morales; number 19, Jack Poole; and number 21, Sam Olsen. With the 3-goal lead, Steve Solom being a little more liberal with his substitutions here at this point of the game, and at the 20-minute mark, Raiders continue to lead 3-0 over the visiting Rice Lake Warriors. Oop, more substitutions. Good grief. In for the Raiders, number 8, Quinn Johnson, and number 14, Teddy Anderson. All right. right, so we have a bunch of numbers I'm not going to know off the top of my head. Big clear for Rice Lake. So bear with me, folks. We'll do our best on making some calls here. Throwing here comes number 9, Quinn Packard with the throw. Quinn Packard and Quinn Johnson here for the Raiders. Both kind of interchangeable in the positions they play as well. Packard again with the throw. Gets it up. Trying to do a head over there by Sam Olson and gets away from him, and Sam Jevney of the Warriors picks that up, and he's going to give it a big ride, try to get up the field and see what they can surprise the Raiders with. Little trip from behind by the Raiders, and that's going to be a free kick for the Warriors. Now at about the closing in on the 23-minute mark of this match. Big ball up by Alanoff, trying to sneak it through, and just a hair too much on that ball. Otherwise, Quinn Packard was in a position to make a play, but it was just a little bit of timing off there, and Jevney was able to pick it up for the Warriors. Good attempt at a turn there by number 12, Chase Jensen of the Warriors, but stifled by the Raiders defense. And again, the Warriors elect a long shot. That's about a 30-yard strike on goal, but stopped by Tyler Hindall. Not going to be too many shots that long that are going to sneak by Hindall unless they're on fire shots into the corner, but sometimes you got to take that chance or hope for a rebound and players streaking in. So a lot can happen on those plays besides scoring a goal. Comes a foot race up the sideline, and the Warriors get that ball out, and it'll be a Raiders throw-in. Big ball in. Nice left-footed cross there. It's a strong left foot over there on the Raiders. A little back and forth there at the midfield. Rice Lake, for those that are wondering, is a northeast of Hudson, here more in the central part of Wisconsin, about an hour and a half drive away. Good play here. Here comes Vega for the Raiders. A little bit of contact, nothing foul-wise there, but good play by the Raiders. They get some rebound attempts, but not able to get in the goal, and Jevney makes another nice save. But the Raiders will have the all-important corner kick. I've already lost track of how many corner kicks we've had so far, but it's been a lot. Nice play there by the Raiders offense to set things up and get some opportunities. Just sometimes it's not always easy to get that ball in the net, even when it looks like it should be. Here we go. Raiders are going to go for a big cross. It's in tight on the goalkeeper. He gives it a punch out. Nicely played, and Rice Lake is going to get the clear. When Packard brings it back to Alanoff, who sends it out wide. Taken away by Rice Lake. So Rice Lake is in one of those territories where if they want to play soccer, they've got to travel some distance for any match they play. Largely, they're fairly closer to Eau Claire teams in Menominee for some of those matches, but it's nice to have them visit Hudson Raiders Stadium. Hudson, for those of you that maybe aren't familiar either, because some of you might be tuning in for a variety of reasons, and Hudson is directly east of the Twin Cities, right on the border between Minnesota and Wisconsin on Interstate 94. It's a river town. The border between Wisconsin and Minnesota is a river, the St. Croix River, and we have a few substitutes here. In for the Warriors, number 9, Jack Grunden, and number 21, Carson Nyberg. Hefty through ball by Sam Youssef, and he knew it. Sometimes you kind of lose where you're at on the field, and he sent that through ball through quite strong, and goes out, and there'll be a corner kick, or a goal kick actually, for Rice Lake. Big kick. Raiders get ahead on it and get it over. Vega streaking in, trying to go after the defense. Feet got tangled, but sometimes that is called a foul, and foul on Vega, and that's going to give Rice Lake a free kick here. We're now about 28 and a half minutes into the first half, so about 11 and a half minutes before halftime. Hometown Raiders in blue continue to lead 3-0 over the visiting Rice Lake Warriors in white. Who's 23? Raiders.
This is Brian Wright, number 8 on JV. He got moved up today.
Brian Wright. Thank you. In for the Raiders, number 23, Brian Wright. Here comes a corner kick. Oh, it's a nice play. I think that was Jack Poole skying up for that header and hit it nicely, but defense was there. And that ball just got away from Quinn Packard, and will be a throw in about as deep as it can be for Rice Lake. And a little push off there on called on Quinn Packard. Sometimes as you're jumping up for a header, you just sort of instinctively lean into the player or put your hands on them, and sometimes you push and then you get called because you can't do that. Contact is fully acceptable in most cases in soccer, but there are those instances, especially from behind, where being too physical is not allowed. Raiders bring that ball back to Alanoff, another one of the senior captains of this year's team. I think he's had a long stint on the varsity here, and good to see him with the captain colors on. That ball's all the way back to Teddy Anderson back on D. Alanoff brings it up. Nice swing ball out to Henry Steele. Henry's going to just get it on the goal line and cut it back. Plays a back cross, a little bit more outside than I think he wanted that ball, but nice attempt. It's number 15, Ben Weaver, on that ball, and now Raiders with the throw-in, Quinn Packard. Plays it to Vega, who chests it back to Packard, who sneaks it through. It's actually a nice play. Jack Poole in the vicinity, but that ball was screaming and got by him and got to the goalkeeper. About 32 minutes in with 8 minutes left in the half. This broadcast is brought to you by the River Channel. My name is Jeff Ian. I'm your announcer tonight, and I live here in Hudson and coached soccer here, traveling soccer for many years. And before that, coached a heck of a play there by Rice Lake, getting it into the box and almost getting a pretty solid scoring opportunity before the Raiders' defense took it away. So I am joined on the River Channel side by Jeff Munter on the technical side. Always a pleasure, and Jeff does a great job of making all of this happen. So, so you have the Jeff and Jeff team here, and we enjoy it. And looking forward to a lot more games this season too. A little push off there by Rice Lake or by the Raiders is going to give Rice Lake a free kick. Clock keeps ticking towards halftime, and ball cleared out by the Raiders. Will be a Rice Lake throw-in. Number 12, Chase Jensen in for the Warriors. Healthy stream of substitutes for both teams so far. And here comes a throw in for Rice Lake. Rice Lake's had their opportunities. They've had the ball in the Raiders' territory a number of times. They've elected a few times to take some long strikes at the ball, but sometimes you got to do that. And then that last play was right in front of the goal. Good opportunity. Got a foot race here. Won by the goalkeeper, who had the better, closer angle. Way out though, which can be enticing for the offense if they can get their hand on the ball or feet on the ball. Good hustle play there by Jack Poole, and unfortunately went out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick here for the Warriors. The Raiders have, like I said, quite a bit of soccer coming up. They've got a quad, kind of a tournament of sorts, where 4 teams get together and from around the state of Wisconsin, basically, in Minnesota this weekend, and play a little round robin where they get a couple matches in and play some teams they might not, and pretty fun. So between Friday and Saturday, the Raiders are in the quad with Oregon High School, which is, I think, down more by Milwaukee, Madison area, Madison West, which is in the Madison area, and then Stillwater, Minnesota, which is our Minnesota neighbor to Hudson, right across the river, basically, just a little bit north of us. So usually in those quads, we'll probably play Oregon High School and Madison West, and we'll probably have a match. There's a nice cross by Vega, stepped off by the Warriors and collected by the goalkeeper, and a nice defensive play there. So games on Friday night, I'm sure. I think those are going to be in Stillwater, and then Saturday the games are here. So is that wrong? What was it, Memorial? I thought the website said Stillwater.
So we're at Memorial tomorrow night playing Oregon, and then we play here on Saturday against West.
Oh, okay. So it's not in Stillwater. Is Stillwater even part?
Quad's already happened.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing then. So I had the right matches. I just had the wrong location, everybody. Corrected by my friend Ryan here in the booth. And so the games are going to be in Eau Claire. It's not Stillwater, part of the quad, but Eau Claire Memorial. And Raiders already play Eau Claire Memorial in conference play, so they won't play them as part of this quad, but they do have their matches against Oregon and Madison West. Nice streaky play there. Packer to kind of bringing it all the way around in an L there, and kind of runs out of space and time, and be a
Games at 3:15 tomorrow and at 1 Saturday.
beautiful. So 3:15 game for the Raiders tomorrow in Eau Claire, and then a 1 o'clock match here at Hudson Stadium on Saturday. So it's going to be beautiful days again. It looks like the forecast is the same for all of these days coming up. So come on out to Hudson Raiders Stadium for a great match. So sadly we have Diego Vega down and not getting up. So we're hoping he's all right. Nice gesture by goalkeeper for Rice Lake, seeing if he needs a little water, and Hudson training crew is out there. Vega's hobbling. All right, folks. We're down to 3 minutes in the half, and Raiders continue to be on the attack. Rice Lake, nice little defensive play there to try to get that ball out of the zone, but too much Raider firepower up there in the middle. That's number 13, Giovanni Morales, with a nice play in the middle, brings it back to Nicky Elenoff, who gets it up to Sam Olson. Spreading it wide. I think that's Ben Weaver over there, and that ball gets just away from Sam Youssef. Plays it off and is going to get a corner kick now with about 2 minutes left in the half. So here we go with the corner kick. A little bit of misdirection there. I think they maybe fooled themselves a bit. I'm not sure what the ref is calling there. I think Quinn Packard kicked that corner kick, and then he can't be the next person to touch it, but he was. So then that is a penalty and goes over to Rice Lake. So I'm sure Coach Solom's going to have a chat with the gentleman there in the corner to have that planned out a little bit better. These aren't always guys that play a lot together on the field. So sneaky ball through there by Youssef, but collected by the goalkeeper, Sam Jevney. We're now down to about 1 minute. 1 minute. And Raiders continue to lead 3-0 in this match. Raiders defense moving it around. Down to 30 seconds. Rice Lake trying to make something happen here at the end. Good turn and play there, but the Raiders, Ben Weaver right there to put a stop to that. Or Sam Olson, sorry, that was Sam Olson. He sends a through ball through, trying to hit Youssef. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's halftime, folks. Please take the next 10 minutes to get a tasty snack from the concession stand, and we'll see you back in 10 minutes. All right, here we are back for the second half matchup of this Big Rivers Conference head-to-head match between the hometown Hudson Raiders in blue, playing from right to left on your screen now, and the visiting Rice Lake Warriors in white, playing from left to right on your screen. First half concluded with a 3-0 lead by the Raiders. Rice Lake with a quick playthrough there and a nice left-footed blast, and we have a goalie change for the Raiders. That's Junior Parker Strumke in now. He and Tyler Hindall tend to split time, and that was a nice quick attack there by Rice Lake. Pretty awesome. Here comes. Looks like the Raiders have their starting squad back in, and that was Owen Netterlow driving the corner and trying to chip it to his teammates, but it goes off of Netterlow out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick here for the Raiders. About 1 minute into the second half. Big ball in. It's a nice spot to be. Good header there by Ben Weaver. Just goes a bit wide of the goal, and that'll be a goal kick here for Rice Lake. So I believe I do have my computer online now, folks. So all of you out there watching on YouTube, if we always like to know who's watching and where you're from, and so drop a comment in the chat if you're comfortable with that, who you are, who you're watching, and who you're rooting for, and also like to know where are you at. Hopefully, Raiders with a good opportunity there. Just the timing off a bit on Cook flying in there. Hopefully, I know we have grandparents down in the Florida area, so hopefully everybody's safe and sound down there. And actually, hopefully you're not in Florida. Hopefully you've evacuated if you're in those terrible areas. But give us a ping. Let us know who you're at, and I'll give you a shout out right in the chat area of your screen if you're on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, you're not going to have that option, I don't think. So, all right, folks, here we go. Raiders defense. Moving that ball around. That's Alanoff. Sends a nice through ball through to Calvin Lassard, who's got some room and some space. He's got the speed. Sends a flip out. Nicely played defensively by Rice Lake. A little good pyramid of defense there, cutting off the angles from where the Raider players were, and able to pick that ball off. Rice Lake again, moving that ball around, trying to clear the zone. Ben Weaver there on the left mid, playing it back to Ouellette. Gets it up to Cook, who tries a little chip shot. Cook picks it up again. Tries a quick left-footed flip, and not a bad opportunity. That ball was probably going to get away from Will, so he knew it, and so he threw the left foot on it and to try to see what could happen, and that's a good choice to make in that situation. Ouellette up to Vandenbark, up to Sorensen, who tries to send a through ball through to Netterlow, but that one was a little heavy, a little hard. And taken in by goalkeeper Sam Jevney of Rice Lake. About going on 4 minutes into the match here. Play 2 40-minute halves in Wisconsin high school soccer. Quick ball in. It's a nice little play there, but ran out of room, and Jevney again there for the Warriors. Big punt. Nobody really there for the Warriors, although they might be looking just to pick off the rebound off of it, but the Raiders get it. Cook with the ball. Nice little give and go and back and forth. There's Vandenbark up to Lassard. And just enough deflection by Jevney, and the Warriors able to clear it, and that's a big win for them. That was looking like a sure goal for the Raiders, but heck of a play there by the Warriors defense. Hanging strong despite being down 3-0. Sorensen with the throw. Or Soren, I'm sorry, Soren Matson. My brain is all over the place. Little chip shot play there by Will Cook. Soren Matson, Sorensen. I guess I just kind of, it's like a J-Lo or one of those abbreviated names. So I think Soren can live with that maybe. Hard bump there by Netterlow is going to easily be a foul, and going to be a free kick for Rice Lake. Raiders' last game was a victory over conference rival New Richmond, the Tigers there, and that game was in New Richmond, and the Raiders took the shutout, 3-0 win. It was 0-0 at halftime, both teams undefeated, so it was a good, fun match. Despite the score, it was a good contested match. Raiders put 3 goals in about, well, 2 for sure, I believe, in about the first 5 minutes of the second half, and then put a third one in later, but was a great match. New Richmond's going to be a solid team this year, and will be a tough opponent in their conference. Raiders get the head on that, but send it the wrong direction, and now Rice Lake's going to send it, and they're going to go trying to get a push on the outside. And Ben Weaver plays that ball back to Parker Strumke. Ball's up. That's Cook again, trying to navigate the middle with some snifty footwork, and sends another low shot, but that ball gets sent right to goalkeeper Sam Jebney of the Warriors, and he makes yet another save. I'm not keeping track, but you'll see at least 9 shots by the Raiders. 3 went in, and he's had a lot of deflections and other good plays that weren't shots, but he's playing a solid match. And here's senior captain Nicky Allenoff take the free kick for the Raiders. Trying to feed it up to there's Lassard. That ball initially went to Youssef. Played it back nicely to Lassard, and they just got away from him, and that's going to be a goal kick for the Warriors. Looks like we have a good crowd tuning in on YouTube. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this River Channel broadcast. River Channel tries to broadcast as many Hudson boys and girls soccer matches. The girls play in the spring, and we broadcast a number of all the home games and a lot of away games, especially the away games that are a little bit closer. So we, like I was just saying, we broadcast from New Richmond just a couple nights ago, and that was fun. And but you get a lot of good sports action off of River Channel. We'll be broadcasting the Saturday 1 o'clock match here as well. So tune in there, but you can also catch on the River Channel Hudson Raider football and other sports throughout the school year. And as my friend Jeff Munter just shared, he will be also putting together video work of other community affairs like the art festival down by the river this weekend. So Jeff is a Renaissance man. He does it all. So quick call there. Not sure exactly what happened. I think they're saying the ball might be a little flat. Anytime the ref picks up the ball and gives it a hard squeeze like that, it's somebody makes a comment that the ball needs a little air, and they make the adjustment. Usually they're right if they make that call, and a ball that's not uniformly pumped up is not going to be played. You know, you want to be able to expect and predict what's going to happen with that ball as much as possible. And if it's a little flat, it's going to bounce less. It's going to just roll differently, etc. So refs usually check all the balls before a match, but sometimes that can things can change, things can happen, and there you go. Allenoff now plays it over to Weaver. A lot of congestion there. This is where you try to switch it quickly. You see the Raiders move the ball quickly to the middle. and then that opens things up. If you can move it even faster, you move it all the way across where there's a lot less players, and there's the ball up the middle to Matson. Hustles, saves it, plays it off of Rice Lake, but that ball skeeters out, and it'll be a throw-in. Big throw here for Matson. Big throw, nice throw by Soren. Sets up Cook with another one-touch opportunity, but he gets a little bit underneath that. It's leaning back a little bit, and that sends the ball high into the out-of-bounds area. And I didn't see any of those Rice Lake guys come in, so we won't worry about it. All right, folks. About 11 minutes into the second half. Score remains 3-0 in favor of the Raiders, who are trying to keep their record undefeated tonight. Here comes Lassard trying to sneak it through to Youssef, but a little miscommunication there, and be a throw-in for the Raiders. Quick ball in, nicely played by Matson. Oh, nice little flip back and forth by Lassard, but runs into too much defense there. Send it way down the field. Allenoff chasing it down. Plays it over to Ouellette. Two defensive captains here for the Raiders, playing side by side. Big ball up. Trying to play that through ball through, but Rice Lake playing it tough. They're there, they're on it. And again, out, and it'll be a Raiders throw-in. Number one, who's number, oh, Hindall. Hindall and Steele. In for the Raiders, number 1, Tyler Hindall, and number 7, Henry Steele. So Hindall, senior. Oh, Raiders putting together a little run here. Cook trying to chase it down and save it. He does. He's very quick. Good feet. Playing it in again. Raiders set up, take a shot. Stopped again by Jevney. But Hindall is primarily goalkeeper for the Raiders, but he's quite an adept soccer player from what it looks like, and has good foot skills back there in goal, and has shown that from time to time, and it'll be fun to see him out on the field here, gain a little field time. Allenoff strongly chasing that down. Getting a little pressure, handles it well, sends it over to Ouellette. Playing it to the middle to Vandenberg, back to Allenoff. Over to Weaver. Plays it up the line. That's Steele. Sees he's got some space and makes a nice turn. That's nice. He took a look and took a turn, and good field awareness. Nice play there. Steele again. Set himself up. Sends a nice little cross across. Just maybe a little too tight to the goal, but good play, Henry Steele, and Rice Lake avoids another attack by the Raiders. This ball's not spending a lot of time in the midfield. It goes from defense to defense, so Raiders now looking to move it back up. It'll be a big ball, I'm guessing here. Oh, plays it short. Good ball up to Cook. Plays it up to Hindall. Sides it out to Cook again. Cook tries for a little chip through, but it's a little too much to ask for. Not enough room, and taken in by the goalkeeper. Over to Alanoff. Carries it up. Again's trying to send a through ball through to Yusuf. Uh-oh. That was dangerous. That was dangerous. Strong play by Jevney, goalkeeper for Rice Lake, but he didn't quite clear it enough and left the goal kind of wide open, but the Raiders weren't able to capitalize. In for the Raiders, number 14, Teddy Anderson. "56 minutes into this match. Rice Lake holding strong after giving up 3 goals in the first maybe 15 minutes or so of the first half, and have held the Raiders scoreless since then. Uh-oh. It's number 13, Giovanni Morales, in for the Raiders. Hudson up to Vandenberg. Trying to send it through to Yusuf. Vandenberg in the corner. Little cross, that ball's all over the place. I think we got an offsides, and Rice Lake avoids another attack from the Raiders. And we'll get a free kick deep in their territory. Matson. Back to Morales, who gets it deflected off for Rice Lake. Number 19, Jack Poole. Number 21, Sam Olson. And number 23, Brian Wright, in for the Raiders. Willett finds a wide open Jack Poole. Nice play. Sends it in, and it's a little chip from behind, but no foul on Sam Olson. Went down there, but Henry Steele bringing it back to Morales. A little tangled play there, but Morales gets up quickly and keeps it going. Weird deflection there. Dangerous, but handled by Rice Lake. Now at the 60-minute mark, we're now down to 20 minutes or so in there, or close to the 60-minute mark in the match. Raiders continue to lead 3-0 over the Warriors. Picked off play for Rice Lake. We'll see what they can do. He's facing some numbers. Tough to make much happen there, but Strumke comes out and makes a play. Good hustle play by Rice Lake, kind of a 1 versus 5 situation, but it was a nice pickoff play to even have that opportunity. blitz and then a deep. Whew. Jevney playing it tight, but a half second more, and I think Yusuf might have been able to tap that ball away and maybe get a score, but a half second went the favor of Jevney and the Warriors, and they get to avoid that opportunity. Tough ball over there to Hindall. Nice recovery by Hindall. Sends it back to the middle. Nice play. That's what I mean about you don't always see goalkeepers that could make a play like that on the field. So nice play, Tyler Hindall. Oh, great play there for the Raiders. Sends it in. Tough angle for a cross, but not a bad opportunity there for the Raiders, and will end up being a goal kick here for Rice Lake. Short ball by Rice Lake. It's going to go out of bounds. And that is Giovanni Morales with the throw. Now he's back with the ball after a little ball movement. Back to Teddy Anderson, over to Ouellette. Looks like Nicky Allenoff getting a break. I'm not sure he's been out of any match this year almost. So Nicky getting a short break. Ouellette manning the back on the leadership side as captain. Throw there by Ouellette. Into Jack Poole. Up to Teddy Anderson, and then up to Brian Wright. Just tries to send that ball through. Henry Steele gets around. He's got some speed, so he got himself open. Tried to send a quick pass back to Sam Olson, but he got kind of slammed from behind a bit. Not enough for a foul, but disrupted him well enough, and ball spun away from him. But Rice Lake puts it out of bounds, and it'll be a Raiders corner kick. We haven't seen one of those in a while. See what they can put together here. Ball. It's nicely hit ball by Steele. Raiders get up and at it with a header, but send it over the goal. Actually, it was off of it either ricocheted off or was headed off by Rice Lake. So the Raiders are going to get a second strike at that. Another good ball, a little out far out wide. Hindall with a jump kick, and just a little timing off on that. Tyler Hindall working hard. He wants a goal, you can tell, and he may still get it tonight. So and some substitutes. Substitutions for Rice Lake. Number 42, Xander Ulrich. And for the Raiders, number 6, Nicky Allenoff. right, so now we have a goalkeeper and the usual center back up on the attack. So Tyler Hindall and Nikki Allenoff up on the striking side of it for the Raiders, and we'll see what they can do. Both versatile athletes, can play anywhere on the field, so it'll be fun to see this for the next 14 minutes or so. Raiders with the corner kick. Big left foot, nice blast. Hindall goes for the bicycle shot and did not hit it, but it was a good attempt, and that ball goes to Jevney, punted up the field. Ulrich, who just came in on the play there for tough hit there by Wright. That's going to be a foul and gives Rice Lake a free kick and somewhat of a dangerous territory if they should be viewing this as a scoring opportunity and throwing as many guys up as they can. Got quite a few up, but not enough to challenge too much. But nicely played out of the air by Parker Strumke, and he's going to give it a punt here now. And I'm happy to see number 3, Diego Vega, on the sideline. Looks like he's going to be re-entering the match after having some kind of injury in the first half. So we're glad to see that he's functioning well enough to get back into the game here for the Raiders. Now down to about 12 and a half minutes in the match. Raiders continue to lead 3-0. Foul called after the deep ball from the Raiders. Looked like Ulrich of Rice Lake kind of ran into the Raiders there and got a foul, so it wasn't much of an advantage off the long ball. So the ref blows it, gives a foul call. Raiders looking for a little through ball. Nice little turn there. Ah, it's a great play. It's a great play. That is number 7, Henry Steele. That's number 7, Henry Steele with the goal for your Raiders at the 68-minute, 30-second mark. Goalkeeper's coming out with something to talk to the referee about. Not exactly sure if something interesting happened on that score, but we'll dial it back and see. It was quite a scrum. Goal's going to stand, though. Referee's not changing anything, it looks like. Here we go. We're entering the last about 11 minutes of the match. I'm going to just see if there was anything interesting here. Didn't look like it. Might be something totally different that the keeper was talking to the ref about, but I didn't see anything controversial there. If any of you at home saw something that I didn't see, pop it in the chat, and I'm always interested in. Sometimes you've got more time and bigger screens than I do to run those replays on. It's always great having a interactive online crowd. There's one match last year that some weird calls were made, and there's actually a couple referees from the conference watching the match and chimed in to clarify some rules for me and the audience, which was fantastic. All right, we're moving into the final 10 minutes of this match. Raiders just expanded their lead 4-0. It'd been a stretch since they scored last, and they're working hard, but Rice Lake playing some good ball to keep the score where it's at. So kudos to them as well. Big ball of Violet, just trying to get it up there for those guys to see what they can do with. Cook with a big head over. That's Alanoff in the corner. Sends it in. Nifty move. And there's Vega. Diego Vega with the goal. Number 3, Diego Vega with the goal for your Raiders at the 70-minute mark. And the Raiders now expanding that lead to 5-0. In for the Raiders, number 8, Quinn Johnson. Number 8, Quinn Johnson entering the game for the Raiders. This has been a fun match. We've got some guys who have not scored a lot, getting some goals here. If you missed the beginning of the match, scoring started with Henry Vandenbark and then Calvin Lassard with the second goal. Owen Netterloh with a PK goal off a foul by the goalkeeper in the box. And then recently Henry Steele and Diego Vega scoring the last 2 goals here in the last few minutes of the second half. So refs do have the option to take the ball back and let the team that had possession before it hit the ref. That ball hit the ref off a Rice Lake pass, and he could give it to them, but I think he let the ball play out, and which was the right thing to do in that case, and that's going to end up eventually being a Raiders throw here. Clear by Rice Lake. Turn there. Too much Raiders defense there in the middle, though. Rice Lake again trying to shoot that ball up and through, but nobody there to really receive it anyway. Raiders going up the middle again to Hindall to see if they can get something going. Sneaky ball through. Nice play again by Jevney. It's a little bit of a knock there by the defense, but not enough that you're going to get a call on that in the box, so it's got to be pretty flagrant. Poole went for the big wind up there, and the defense closed and knocked that out, and that'll be a goal kick or a corner kick for the Raiders. Big ball in there. Skying header by Sam Olsen goes over and out. Number 19, Bailey McDonald entered the game for Rice Lake, and number 16, Sam Youssef for the Raiders. Steele with a collision and no call. That's probably a good no call. Sometimes I'm sure the goalie there felt like after he got carded for running into a Raider that maybe there should have been a foul there, but it's probably a good no call. It was straight up, pretty head-to-head play, and nothing egregious. Didn't go out of his way to run into the goalkeeper. So it's going to be a Rice Lake throw-in deep in their territory. Down to about 6 minutes in the match. Oh. Raiders sending it up again. Good crossing play there for the Raiders, but kind of got deflected by Rice Lake, so gets cleared. Morales sends it up the middle to Poole. Turns and sets. Pulls it back. Tries to set up Hindall. Quick ball in, but cleared by Rice Lake. But across the end line, that's going to be another corner kick for the Raiders. Pushing into about 4.5 minutes in the match here. Good left-footed ball, right, nice spot. That was Teddy Anderson on the header, and just sends it wide, and goal kick here for Sam Jevney of the Warriors. Sam's going to have a sore leg. He's had a lot of goal kicks and a lot of punts tonight for Rice Lake, but played pretty well there in goal overall. Johnson taking it all the way back to Strumke. And the Raiders push up. We're down to under 4 minutes in the match. Ball sneaks by the Rice Lake defense. See if Raiders can. Defense pulls that one away from Hindall.
Number 12, Henry Vandenbark back in the game for the Raiders.
Clock. Under 3 minutes now. Vandenberg feeding it up to Hindall, but to no avail. Vandenberg back on the ball. Takes a bump, keeps playing. Turns it in. Sneaks a nice cross through. Quinn Packard with a nice strike, but gets under it a little too much and sends that ball high. Pushing into the 2-minute mark here. Morales plays that ball well, gets a throw in for the Raiders. Right. Sends it back to Quinn Johnson, who's going to man the center defensive position right now, probably for the rest of the game. A little collision there. Foul on Rice Lake. Now under 2 minutes to go. 5-0 lead for the Raiders. Defense moving that ball around for the Raiders here. We're pushing into the final minute, and it looks like the Raiders are going to expand their unbeaten record to 8-0-2 tonight, and we'll see what happens with a couple big matches this weekend against Oregon High School and Madison West. Which will be some good competition for these boys.
One minute.
Ooh. Yeah, Hindall with a nice move in and gets the strike, but taken nicely by goalkeeper Sam Jevney. We're now down to 30 seconds. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here to the River Channel for tonight's match. We hope to see all of you tuning in on Saturday at 1:00 p.m. for the Raider game here at Hudson Raider Stadium.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's a senior night victory for your Raiders. I'd like to thank our players for a great match. Thank our Hudson Raiders seniors again. Thank our referees for calling a great game, our coaches, our training staff on the sideline, and all of our friends around the fields who've been keeping the balls into the game. And thanks again to all you parents and fans for coming out. Have a great night and drive safely.